Hi everyone, my name is Winnie Wamlanga, and I'm coming to you with a series. It's a series about a self-discovery, and you might be trying to understand, or you might be having questions about why would self-discovery be important. Well, I want to let you know that unless you discover the reason, you discover why you're here, it will be really hard for you to move forward in life. For some people, it's really easy, but for some of us, it's been, it's tough. It's been decades upon decades trying to understand who I am and why I'm here. When you look at my life and my history, you recognize that I'm a person that has really tried a lot in life. I've really gone through stuff, and even whether it was getting my bachelor's degree or my master's in business administration and majoring in finance, or even my doctorate degree, still majoring in finance. The word finance to me sounded good. It sounded like if I attained knowledge, I would be able to help myself out of the situations of life. Especially the fact that I was coming from a background that was not really, financially stable, I will say. Having grown up without a father and seeing the struggles involved in not having enough, I had really fought to try to make sure that, if I didn't have, if I grew up without a lot, I was determined to make it big in life. And so I felt like if I acquired a lot of knowledge, I would really make it big in life. But just like I have discovered through decades, it's not about the information, because knowledge is information. It's not about the fact that you attain information or knowledge that will make you have a victorious life, but it's actually whether you understand the information that is before you. You will realize that in this day and age where there is internet and a myriad of information is presented to us, and sometimes you get overwhelmed and you're like, okay, so what should I take in and what should I not take in? I read so many books, I listened to so many motivational speeches, but I can assure you that I felt empty. To me, I felt like there was something that was missing, until I realized that when you don't know the information, when you don't understand the information that's before you, it's going to be hard for you to apply it. And yes, it does not matter how many texts you use to help you out, to help you, but you realize that even with so much information, you can fail. If I'm talking to someone, you know what I'm talking about. With so much information that's out there, you can get lost, And I had heard about the fact that, okay, so when you get a book and memorize it, and believe it and memorize it, you get yourself out. Just like in the new age, you proclaim what you want, and that shall you get, right? And so I had tried to do all these things, but I have failed. I didn't have any results until I got back to the basics. I had read the Bible here. I'm not going to be embarrassed sharing the book that after reading hundreds of books, I came to the conclusion that this book would give me the revelation that I needed. That yes, even with a lot of information that had been thrown to me over the ages, over the years, over decades, I would be able to understand. You see, even if you're exposed to a lot of information but you do not understand it, like I said, you're not going to be moved from darkness into light. You only move from darkness to light when you understand what information is presented to you. And I've mentioned the Bible. One day when I looked at the book of Matthew 25:29, I discovered that actually there was something that I felt would be helpful to me. And when you read Matthew 25, let's read together 29. It reads like, for to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will have abundance. But from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away. When I read this statement, it was a wake-up call, but actually I became angry because I kept on wondering why the author, or I know if you have read this word, you know who said these words. That was Jesus Christ. Why he would say such words. To me, I felt offended. I kept on wondering, how is it possible that a person that does not have it then loses what they have? But actually, there was a point during my journey of self-discovery. I have determined that it's only those that are actually willing to get more that will get it. That if you are not willing to search for truths, they will not come to you. It's only when you search for the truth that actually you get results, that actually you will have a revelation of what you're asking for. And so then I decided to step out in faith and, read the word. But this time I was the text, this the text in here is referred to as the word, and we'll talk more about the meaning of that. And so when I read during my journey, I call it the journey of self-discovery, I actually came across another text, and that was John 16, 12 and 14. And in this text, actually, it stated that I have yet things to say unto you, but you cannot bear them now. However, when he comes, the Spirit will guide you into all truth. For he shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak, and he will show you things to come. Oh, wait a minute. You mean there was a person that would show me things to come and would share with me truths that I read? It was surprising because I had gotten into a habit of reading horoscopes each and every morning to determine my day. It's embarrassing even when I say that. I think I was maybe even transitioning into going to palm readers to try to see, to try to find out what the future, what I had in future, But when I read this text, I was sure that there was something that was missing in my life. I was sure that if I asked someone for help, this person that I had asked to come into my life, that he had not only come into my life to make sure that I went to heaven when I died, like I had been told, but I actually, now that I was reading this text, I was understanding that it was not only about when I died, where I would go, but actually I would be able to live a victorious life even here. That when I didn't know what to do next, that when I didn't know where to go next, I would reach out to a person, and that person was always willing to help me. And that is the day I moved from darkness to light. And but before that, I can be honest with you, I didn't come across this easily. This revelation didn't come to me easily. Believe me, I had read the Bible from cover to cover because I had taught Christian religious education, and I had found it boring. But thankfully, when I got the promotion, I needed this promotion. And one day, what I'm telling you, I will share my story, that you know what? It is true that whenever you need to know about your truth, about the truth about things to come, there is someone that will help you understand them. So my story is, one day I was seated in a classroom. I 15 years back. I was a teacher at Aga Khan Education Services, and I started out as a Christian religious education teacher, but I didn't like it. I felt like it was boring. And so for the 2 years that I was there, yes, I did voluntary work. I took my children to Sanyo Baby's home. My students, they would be so mad when I call them children. But I took them to Sanyo Baby's home. We looked after poor children. We gave them things, and we really cared for them. But I always also wanted them to understand what this book was about. I just didn't want them to cram. I've always been a person that wanted answers to the things out there. I've had so many questions in life, and but I believe that this is why. When you have questions and answers will come to you. No answer comes to a person that never asks questions. When you are ready to listen, when you are ready to learn, and you ask questions, these questions will be presented to you. So getting back to the time when I was in the classroom, and I had this book on my table, and I kept on wondering. I kept on asking this question that, hey, is it true that I can actually, I was faced with an issue. I had a promotion because of the reality that I had been a tither. But this promotion was actually, it felt like a yoke upon my neck. The people that I had called my friends showed me who they were really. Most of them even said that I was practicing witchcraft because they felt like I did not deserve the promotion. And so I felt alone, and I felt like I needed to talk to someone. And in fact, I was considering going back to the head teacher and telling them that, I was not willing to go ahead with the position because I felt like I did not deserve it. But that was the enemy speaking to me looking back. As I look back, I realized that, every time you get a promotion in life, there will be a voice that's really audible trying to walk you away from your promotion. And it does not matter. What has been assigned to you is what belongs to you, no matter what people say. And so I got the book, the Bible. Before, I used to see it as just a Bible and stories in there. And so I said, okay, so let me see. Let me just open this book. When I opened the book, to my surprise, the first scripture that I saw was, there were words. It was Psalm 110, verse 1. And it stated that, sit at my right hand until I make your enemies a footstool for your feet. So I didn't have to go to witch doctors to fight my battles. I just had to believe what was written. And so for the first time, as I read this, I felt a voice. I felt a calmness. But it was not only the calmness, it was the fact that now the room that I was seated in was being transformed into a place where there were people with me in the place. I was so scared. I never really imagined that, there would be someone standing next to me and is interested in what I was going through, And so as I speak these words, I feel like there is someone that's going through stuff. There's been someone that's been going through stuff for such a long time. Sometimes you become empty as you look around you. You feel deserted by people that you felt were your friends or even your loved ones, rejecting you. Rejection happens to us all. But I just want to tell you that, just like I was in that classroom alone, and I felt like I was deserted by everyone around me, and a voice came inside of me. The word in Psalm 110, verse 1 became alive in me. You can also do the same. As we walk through this journey together, you realize that actually this Bible, the book, is full of words that are alive. These words come alive if you have accepted someone to sit to come in and sit, inside of you and guide you. I didn't know that the years that I had said the Lord's Prayer, the Sinner's Prayer, as it's called, that actually that was the time when this person had come and lived inside of me. You see, I grew up in the Anglican church or Protestant church, where we believe that yes, Christ is out there and he's seated at the right hand of the Father, and he will come again to judge the living and the dead. And yes, there are others. Maybe there are other occasions where the Holy Spirit is mentioned. But most importantly, what is mentioned is the fact that Jesus Christ died on the cross for our sins, and he will come again to judge the living and the dead. And that's it. But when I started understanding that actually there was someone that was interested in my well-being, that was the day I moved away from darkness into light. When you discover who you are, when you discover the reason why you're here, that is what we call self-discovery. Without discovering who you are, you will be walking from place to place, moving from continent to continent, moving from one marriage to the other, or even job to job, looking for answers to your existence. And I can assure you that however much I tried, I failed to find these answers. Now, if you're a person that's, been like me in the journey, journey for self-discovery, where you feel like you took so long to discover who you are, I'm encouraging you to join me in this series. It's going to be series, I will call them lessons. Having a background in education, I always feel like, yes, we are living in a physical world, even if the things that we see come from the spiritual world. And even if I have the gifting to see as a seer, I want to teach people how to live victorious lives as they are still living in the physical realm. How do you manifest? How do you see the things that are spiritual get to be manifest in the physical world? There are a couple of lessons that we'll go through. And remember, this is going to be a journey. I'm not a person that is going to sit here dictating to you about my experiences and telling you that do this, do that, do this, and that is how you're going to live a victorious life. But no, we will be together and trying to understand what happened, what happened during when you were walking in your journey. Are there some things that we need to change? Are there some things that we need to improve on? What if you did something differently? Because remember, if you are not willing to change, no one is going to help you create that change. And so even going to pray together as we try to move away from darkness into life, because like I have told you, the creator of this universe intends for you to know hidden secrets. But unless your mind is open to receiving these hidden truths, no one is going to search them for you. And like we have read, that even what you know will be taken away from you. And I don't want you to be like that person who loses the little they know. I would like you to learn more, and that is why I encourage you to return. Well, if this series, this lesson has been good for you, please, if you feel like you've been informed, if you feel like it's been helpful to you, please like, subscribe, and join us as we get into this journey of self-discovery. And we are looking at wisdom and how we can apply these truths to living a victorious life. So until then, it is Winnie here with wishing you all the best. Okay, have a blessed day or evening wherever you are, and looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Together we are going to win. And thank you. Looking forward to seeing you again. Have a blessed day.